People like you don't sit down, or can you please shine a light to this?
Thank you very much.
Well, let me quickly say this, that unfortunately we have taken politics to a level that world over it is never done. Look at what has happened today, for instance. If you look at the papers this morning in Nigeria, even on the social media, they said General Buhari is sick. Some even insinuated that he's on life support. They were writing a lot of what I would call nonsense, if I can use that word here. This is the same man, General Buhari. This morning, we went to meet with former Prime Minister Tony Blair. We worked, the man worked with us, that everybody could see. And some people back home are saying the man is sick. He was flown in an ambulance. They were saying a lot of things about him. That is where they've taken politics to. But let me tell you the whole truth. People will resist change, really, particularly a positive one. And when over the years, they've been used to what I call high-level corruption, ineptitude, people are not doing anything. And they realize that, oh, these are a set of people that want to truly come and effect change, positive one. Of course, they will be jittery, they will be confused, they will be desperate, and they will go for broke, which is what is happening now. Because it has never been this bad in Nigeria. And let me say this, and I'm saying this not because I am APC. I am saying this because I'm in Nigeria. Where we found ourselves today, the man that can fix Nigeria is General Muhammad Buhari. If we have other candidates, we will have. Of course, I will do that. Not minding that, yes, I'm APC, but I'm APC, but I'm not speaking because I am APC. I am speaking because I'm a Nigerian and I love Nigeria, a patriotic Nigeria at that. We need a man of General Buhari's status, a man of General Buhari's character, a man of General Buhari's steadfastness, a man of General Buhari's transparency to come and resolve Nigeria. And he will do it. And because they know that, oh, victory is in the air, of course they will want to do all manner of things. Imagine, it will not be an insult for us, even as a nation, for anybody to now begin to query the academic qualification of General Muhammad Buhari. Even our constitution says that even primary 6. And when you look at him, you've seen him talk, you've seen him attend so many events, even debates, all sorts. When he goes, he's given papers, he's been to Chatham, he's been to everywhere. Does he come across as somebody that is not educated? Does he come across as somebody that is not informed? This is somebody that have ruled Nigeria, yes, even though we are not for the military. I'm not in support of even military, any administration. Democracy, even the worst form of democracy for me, is better than even the best form of military rule. And that's why
you actually said you have a long-standing relationship with Buhari from your ANPP days.
Yes, I do. For me, it's like when you see like times we want to flock together. Let me put it like that. When you see somebody that is very straight, it will be straight to you. You get to his house, you are saying, oh, this is a former head of state. Mind you, and I want Nigerians to know this, you just mentioned the office that General Buhari hasn't occupied. He was GOC, he was Chief of Army. Indeed, he ruled the entire northeastern states, 7 states now. The northeast of Nigeria. He was in that same Maduguri, Borno state. That was where his office, as the governor of the northern east. 7 states put together. He ran the thing well. He left the place. He was the petroleum minister, not what is happening today. The man was in that office. He left the place again. The man was the head of state of Nigeria. And you get to his house, you realize that, wait a minute. Oh, this is different. This is not just the norm. Nothing. It's just as you and me. Even we have more than he has. If he has been in all of those offices, he had all the opportunities in the world to enrich himself. The man did not. Straight to the core. So what else will you want? Yes, there may be, we're human. Nobody is perfect. But I think with age, lesson has been learned. If there are some things that probably people say, oh, he did this while he was in the military. Military is different from democracy, really. He didn't just throw himself on us. We went through primaries, everybody. So he has now grown from the General Buhari of maybe 1983. I mean, it's different. But people, when they want to be mischievous, they will still want to place him. Look at even where we are. Look at even London. Yes, you will see improvement every day. Improvement every day. So, and this is somebody that every day the man is developing himself. So if anybody will come now and begin to call blue, yellow, red, blue, they are just being mischievous, to say the least. Imagine somebody, you don't wish anybody dead, whatever the circumstances. You do not. Even from where we come from, you know what I'm saying. You do not. But in Nigeria today, because of politics, because people want to now they want to just be mischievous for nothing. Now look at what they are saying. And the last one, the most current, is what I've just told you. Now in Nigeria, they say, Buhari is almost dead, is in the hospital, is this, is that. And they knew quite right. The government have all the machinery. The man left with British Airways. Everybody saw him. He cleared the custom, the immigration by himself. He will not even allow you to carry back. He would work like that. You cannot even catch up with him when he's working. So he's under pressure. So they now said he's in one hospital, is this, is that. Today we were there with former Prime Minister Tony Blair. We even went around, do this, do that. So before even I came here, the man is visiting this and that, receiving visitors. Okay. So do we have a caller on the line, and your name, where you're calling from? Hello? Okay, yeah, let's get the Skype caller in. Hello, you're live with us. Hello, we can hear you. No, we can't hear you. Hello. Right, well, while we're waiting for him to come back in. Now, what you say is wrong on the assumption that people actually feel that the people around the presidential candidate of your party, APC, the likes of the former governor of Lagos State, that they feel that if APC is allowed to come into power, basically they handed Nigeria to the likes of the former governor of Lagos State. Will you agree with people's ideology or thinking in that direction? You know, just like what I've said, you see, if you want to hang a dog, you just want to give it a bad name. They are talking about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Between us, number one, it is patently untrue. It's a lie that Asiwaju will have handed Nigeria to Asiwaju. No. This is not about Lagos State. We are talking about Nigeria. And for me, I don't have any apology if Asiwaju is part of those that is effecting this change, and it will effect the change. I don't have any apology. And between us, I want to just ask this question. Lagos has been there for ages. Lagos, when Asiwaju came in, their IGR was about 600 million. Within 8 years, this man drove the IGR to about 12 billion within 8 years. Again, look at what has happened to us in Ogun State. My predecessor, of course, increased the IGR from 300 million. Within 8 years, he pushed it to 730 million. Somebody in Lagos, from 600 million, in 8 years, he pushed it to 12 billion. You see it? For us in Ogun State now, when we came, we met 730 million. Now, within in fact, within the first 2 years, of course, we were in 4 billion. Today, we thank God for his mercies, and we thank our people for their support. We have now crossed the 6 billion mark. We are even, it's not static, particularly with what is happening at the national level now. Because even people that even pay their taxes, it is when you are paid. For example, the federal government, they've not been able to pay. So even all those federal workers, they can't receive their salary. You know, it's intertwined. So except for those ones, we probably will be talking now that, oh, we are now 7 billion, because we were almost hitting 7, but the thing knows dive. In some months it can be this, in some months it can be that, but we have crossed the 6 billion mark. We are just 3.5 years. So what does that tell you? If you look at the number of times we have increased it under 3.5 years, almost 10 times. And somebody did that with 600, imagine what he did within 8 years. And if you look at Lagos then and look at Lagos now, is it the same thing? It's not. He has added value. So whatever anybody want to say. Asiwaju has done well for Lagos, and by extension, he has done well for Nigeria. And look at what he has demonstrated. Asiwaju left, he put a successor there, whatever anybody want to say. Has Fashola not done well? It's there. Lagos now is in the Committee of Nations, is the Committee of Cities that, they know that, this city is now more or less like a smart city, mega city status, and which is what we are trying to do back home in Ogun State.
Okay.
So if you see somebody that can do something well, why will you want to take away from him? So Asiwaju, to ask the question, Asiwaju is not, repeat, not the only person driving the change that we are talking about. There is one of those in the forefront, and we are happy to have him in the forefront of those that are pushing for that positive change.
Very well. Let's take our next caller before we go on a short break. Do we still have you on?
Hello?
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Idris Musawa. I'm calling from Luton.
From Luton, okay.
Yeah, I would like to seize this opportunity to welcome the team of APC to UK. I think this is one of the most interesting things we have witnessed since...
Can you turn down the volume of your TV at home? Are you still there?
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here.
let him continue.
Okay, continue with your question.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
continue with your...
Hello?
Yes,
Continue.
we are hearing you.
Yeah, I would like to seize this opportunity to welcome the APC team and equally let you to know that I think this is, APC is one of the most interesting party we have witnessed in the last 16 years of civilian incursion into Nigeria. From what we have seen, APC is a very formidable political party that has, even in recent time, made the ruling party to sit very tight by knowing that they have a very serious opponent. In the last few years, we have seen the Nigerian president commissioning a lot of projects. I think this wouldn't have been possible without a formidable party like APC that really pose a serious threat to the ruling party, and we hope the change we are aspiring for a long time will come and materialize in the present Nigeria so that we can move ahead.
Okay.
Thank you, amen.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Let me thank you, Idris. That is what we are trying to achieve, and I know that God's willing and with the support of Nigerians, that change will come. Indeed, for me, APC is an idea that its time has come, and nothing absolutely in this world can stop an idea that its time has come. So we are ready, we are determined more than ever before, not even minding the postponement which we were vehemently against. We will carry the day, and Nigerians will be the better for it.
Right, let's take our next caller. Hello, you're welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from. Hello, go on.
Hello?
Yeah, go on. I'm with you.
This is Dele Momodu.
Okay, Bob D.
My brother.
How are you? It's good to see our very dear governor, Amosu.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, I just saw your lovely wife, my sister, with Mrs. Buhari a few minutes ago.
Thank you.
And I got home, and who am I seeing on my screen? You know, I've been enjoying your interview, and on a very serious note, I just hope that Nigerians will take this opportunity. It doesn't come every day. The last time we got